Oh, ooh, it's quite hard with this thick paper. Oh yeah, I reckon that's going to be great. Can we go out in the corridor? Do you think we'll get told off? Oh yes, this is going to be good. Woo! Better than I. Oh really, these are amazing. I've never made one as good as this before. Look.
See how aviation's not my favourite.
So my name is Emma. I'm one of the supervisors who works for the Compass at King's College London. I quite liked the writing a manifesto one, partly because none of us took it massively seriously. So people were writing things like free cake and wine every day and stuff like that. Have fun, enjoy yourself, don't take everything too seriously. I think we've enjoyed having something that's allowed us to take a legitimate pause from our everyday work. We've been putting together fortnightly briefing documents and they've become a lot more creative as time's gone on. Yeah, I think building creativity into our work is really important.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I work for the Compass at King's College London. Working at the front desk, you can't always make a sculpture out of your old notes, but I've really enjoyed being able to engage creatively and kind of like have that excuse to as well, because you can't just randomly at your work decide to write a poem or a story or put up a sign like we have done today. Really enjoyed it.
Hi, so I'm Adele Frost. I'm the Wellbeing Manager here at King's College London. I think that creativity is really important for well-being because it gives people the opportunity to find different ways of expressing themselves. It helps people to be solution-focused and play around with things in a way that we don't often get to do in our everyday life. It's very much the process of exploring, doing things in a quite unlimited way. There aren't boundaries. Which is quite liberating and quite exciting. I think it's very helpful in groups to do something that just helps people communicate and open up and relate to one another in a way that we really don't get to do very often as adults and certainly rarely get to do in a professional environment. So certainly as I've got older and realised I'm less and less in touch with my creativity, to have opportunities to provide an outlet for that is great, and it's been really helpful for kind of balancing that feeling that I have an identity and a personality, and it involves being grown up, but it also involves being quite mischievous and naughty, and that both of those sides can have a place in a work environment.
I'm Oliver Stannard and I'm the Marketing and Communications Manager for Culture at King's College London. So the project has been looking at quite a serious research issue, which is around how you can influence an organisation's culture through encouraging everybody who's part of that organisation to be creative, the role that creativity plays in organisational culture and in society. And that's a really interesting topic and research project. But I guess on the surface, the project is about helping people across King's College London, and there are 33,000 people here, 26,000 students and 7,000 staff, and how creativity can be used as a tool to break down silos and boundaries between different departments, different disciplines, and also between the academics, the professional services staff, and the student body.
I'm Anthony Curry, the Deputy Head of Sport. For me, art has always been a challenge, and it is definitely something that I find taxing because I'm not particularly good at it. And I think a lot of what the resistance is for people like myself, the first impression is, oh, I'm afraid of that, or I don't want to do it, or I might look silly, or this isn't what grown-ups do. So it is about letting go and embracing that inner child where you have no fears, and I think that's what eventually comes out.
It's so lovely getting that email into your inbox first thing in the morning, and just automatically, as opposed to checking work emails or checking to see what's going on in the news, you get a little creative challenge for the day. And it's so lovely to start off your day thinking along different lines, or thinking about how you might incorporate something creative into your day. And I think that's important. So I did actually start up a random conversation with somebody who was wearing red. I also did the challenge where you had to stop every 100 steps and just look around and look up. Whenever I got the one that said, go find your favourite place, I was thinking about it. I didn't actually get there, but I was thinking about my favourite place, and that made me a bit happier.
I'm Stella, I work at Culture at King's. And I have worked there for 1.5 years, and I was a student at King's before. It's great fun. It's just really nice to spend 20 minutes of your day just kind of being creative and drawing and making up poems and suddenly thinking about things that you would usually not really have time to work on during the day. It's a nice break from work. I did almost all of them. I think I missed about 2 or maybe 3. It would be good to be practiced in using creativity and feel comfortable to use it in your job. I think these challenges are a good way for people to realise that actually they are quite creative and they might not know it, but to feel comfortable with the idea that they can use creativity, and hopefully they'll keep on using it in their job. But I think we do need to make sure that people actually implement it after the...
My name is Laura Spears and I'm the researcher for 33,000 Everyday Artists, and what that involves is capturing the whole process behind the scenes of this experiment that's taking place at King's College London. So the first phase from September to December was really the groundwork phase, actually trying to capture how you get an initiative like this off the ground, the sorts of meetings that happen, the different people you have to speak to, the communication that goes into getting all this happening at such a large institution. The second phase of the project, running from January to March, is actually capturing the intervention on the ground. What are the things that are happening? How are people becoming involved? And it's extremely challenging because it is such a large institution and there's 5 different campuses, and also a lot of people, unless you see them share their creative challenges online, then it's difficult to capture exactly what's happening. And so it's all part of the process in learning how you can embed an everyday culture of creativity at such a large institution. At the end of the project, we'll do a large evaluation, so looking at kind of firstly metrics, the data, the sort of people that got involved, the number, the cross-section of the university, and kind of hard data in terms of the challenges that were undertaken, what people did. But also really trying to understand the more qualitative side of the changes that took place, if a change took place, and of course the difficulties are in measuring that. So we'll be producing a very big final report, basically documenting everything that's happened and recommendations for the future.
Look at that. Making and doing box. Is that an octopus?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. When you were in Japan, did you